Namaste and welcome to this video. Teachers, I think all of you are back to work, back to school and managing all your children the way you're supposed to. Of course, it's going to be a little different this time because they are back to school after, I think, almost 18 months, which is a very long time. And it is, I know, a bit tough and challenging for all of you. But being seasoned players, I'm sure all of you are bound to overcome whatever challenges you may be facing right now. I thought of doing a short 3-part series on back to school. So, what is it that has changed? How prepared are you with what you need to do as teachers? And I have also shared a few handy, easy, doable tips for all of you in these, videos on back to school. So I'm going to share part 1 with you. And then, of course, the following weeks will have part 2 and part 3, which you will be able to view. And I would request all of you to please take this a little bit seriously, because with all the experience and all the years of working with teachers like all of you, I just summed up everything and I have put it into these videos for all of you to watch and take whatever suits you and see if you want to try it out. So I would suggest that do keep watching till the end of every video, and hope to hear from you with your comments in the comment section. So I'm not going to take more than what time I have taken. Enjoy the video, learn whatever you need to from it, and do come back with your comments. I will see you at the end of the video. Thank you and happy watching. Welcome to part 2 of the series on back to school. Well, in part 1, what we looked at is the readiness, or how prepared or how ready are we to take on our profession at school. So let us see what part 2 is going to address. And as usual, I hope all of you have prepared your checklist. So let's see what part 2 talks about. Well, it is talking about the current situation and the challenges that all of us face as teachers. So we have obstacles, we have risks that we are going to take. There is difficulty, there are surprises for us in the form of, maybe, some students are absolutely blank and they don't remember anything that you may have taught them 2 years ago. So these are different challenges that, we may face as teachers, and we need to weigh the situation that we are in currently, and let us look at what more do we think needs to be done. All right. So one question that came to my mind is, are you ready to go back from a skill and will point of view? So now you definitely would want to adopt some new skills, because you're back to class and your old skills may not serve the purpose, because everybody is come with a very different mindset to school again. And your willingness to learn new skills is what is of prime importance. If you are mentally willing, then I think you won half the battle. So do motivate yourselves to pick up the new skills that you need in order to make your teaching and learning smooth sailing, I would say. Do you have your strategies in place to overcome the stress or the burnout that you may have to face? I don't say all of you would face it, but I say if you may have to face burnout or you may go through stress, do you have any strategies to overcome that, is the question. are the children getting back with enthusiasm or fear? Because they've been fed with the fear of the virus, the fear of the pandemic, the fear of what could happen to them if they fell ill, and what could happen to them if they were in crowded places. So, all that garbage that is in their minds is what has to be cleaned initially, isn't it? So, please do check whether your children are still afraid or they're very enthusiastic of, the situation that they are in now, that is being in class. Do you have a checklist to go with the flow? Now, you may have gone back with a mindset that, okay, I'm going to go back to my old ways of, conducting class and setting ground rules and all of that. But friends, let me tell you that it's a very different scenario out there in school now. So, how would you manage to go with the flow is the question here. And to go with the flow, you definitely need a checklist. So if you haven't got one in place, I suggest please do that right away. Children would have forgotten many concepts. We are all aware I see it in the newspapers regularly that children are struggling because they don't know the basics, they've forgotten the foundation. So do you have a plan to bridge this gap as teachers? And what exactly is that bridge going to be? How are you going to see that you bring them back to a situation where they are ready to start learning? Again, I would say learning again, the same concepts. Well, do we need to adopt any new teaching and learning strategies to upskill the children in the shortest possible time? Well, that is exactly what I was talking about in the previous point, that we need to have a checklist, we need to go with the flow, and we need to remember that we have to bridge the gap that has been caused. So, all of you need to be double prepared, I would say, with maybe plan A, plan B, plan C if required. Well, so these are some of the challenges that we may be facing in the current situation, and I'm going to give you a few suggestions in part 3 as to what you could do in order to overcome these challenges and this situation. So do come back to watch part 3, and I'm sure it is going to be of benefit to all of you as teachers. So with that, I will say, or rather look forward to what are the strategies, if you have made any, what is the checklist that you have in place. Do share with the teacher community in the comment section, and I'm sure it is going to benefit the entire teacher community that is going to read your comments, right? So with that, well, thank you very much for having watched and listened, and I look forward to meeting you in part 3 shortly. So, how was it? How did you find the readiness in you after watching the video? Are you ready? Are you prepared? Have you got your checklist in place? Well, these are the questions that all of us should be asking ourselves as teachers when we resume school, and have a plan in place so that we don't waste time, we don't falter, we don't have to sit and wonder, oh my God, what am I going to do now? I really don't know how to deal with these children. So I am very sure that all of you have related absolutely well to whatever I have shared in the video, and if you have really enjoyed it, do like it, do comment, and do share it with as many fellow teachers and friends as you can, so that you never know who is going to benefit from one small act of kindness that you make. So with this, I am going to take leave here. So till then, namaste and do take good care of yourselves. Teaching online is not at all a puzzle if you are a part of the Roma man community.